But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Finally, man. Sorry about that. Okay. Couple things that are interesting to note here. First off, from breezyscroll.com, Guinness World Record or World Records recognizes 21-year-old Florida Chihuahua as the oldest dog alive. So not only are they battling the whole don't say gay thing and Disney and DeSantis and all that down there, they got the oldest dog, 21-year-old Florida Chihuahua.
Now, before the show, when I saw this story and you brought it to the table here, I thought 21 years old, that could not possibly be the oldest dog in the world. That does not seem old enough. Then I realized I'm working on cat time.
Yeah, you're working on cat time.
Regularly live to 20 years. I did not know that 21 years old is all it would take to win the dog contest.
Yeah. It says here in their latest post, Guinness World Records shared the news of a 21-year-old Chihuahua with the title of Oldest Dog Living. According to Gisela Shore, the owner of the dog, Toby Keith is a sweet, gentle, loving, and my little bodyguard. Born on January 9th, 2001, the dog was 21 years old and 66 days old on March 16th when the news came out. Quote, people can't believe how good he looks for his age. I was introduced to a tiny tan Chihuahua. They had named him Peanut Butter. I later changed his name to Toby Keith.
That's pretty funny. This is a pretty funny name for a Chihuahua.
The secrets to Toby Keith's long life. A combination of a healthy diet, a loving home is the secret to a long dog life. Toby Keith's day starts with a morning walk, followed by a slice of turkey, his favorite snack. Additionally, he goes on short walks or lies next to Shore when she works. However, despite having a heart condition, it is not bothering him a lot. Quote, the thought that my little guy has reached such a milestone is fantastic. I'm thrilled, she stated. The previous holder of the record was an Australian cattle dog who lived for a total of 29 years and 5 months.
That's much longer.
Whoa. However, Bluey died back in 1939. Okay. All right. Well, so this is not that impressive then.
Well, 39, that was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
This is the oldest dog in 100 years?
Apparently.
Okay, so what's the angle here? Why are we talking about this dog?
Because I think we are going to... You know how we're messing with our genes, messing with our Legos, God's building blocks for life and all of creation.
Mm-hmm. Not us, but somebody
Not us,
else.
but I'm saying us,
Dr.
the colloquial sort of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
I think we will see genetic enhancement or maybe like longevity in our pets first. You know, they're microchipped first.
Right.
You know, so I think the dog, more so than a cat, I think the cat... something about the cat's temperament that they're not going to be all into a cat owner's temperament, that is. But dog owners, I can see, we've already seen clone dogs everywhere, all over the place, all these celebrities cloning their dogs. I think we're going to see these records get shattered. So anyway, that's part of it.
Yeah.
And
it's interesting too, because the classism is a huge problem in the idea of access to the genetic, benefits or whatever,
financially or otherwise.
And what could be the one thing that shows you have more wealth and higher status than somebody who can afford gene therapy for themselves? Somebody who can afford to edit their dog.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got like Paris Hilton. It's one thing to be rich. It's another thing for your dog to be rich.
Yeah. And I don't think we will, well, I shouldn't say ever, but it could be a while if to get to a place like this. But can you imagine someone like a Paris Hilton putting up her dog's genetic sequence for sale, and then people can clone her, basically her dog, and they can say, "Oh yeah, we have the Paris Hilton dog,"
Mm-hmm.
Weird stuff. Anyway, that's
I hear you. Yeah, totally.
And kind of to pair that,
licensed merchandise.
Yeah, licensed genetics. To pair that with this story, I thought would be something to consider, making the dots come together as we do here. And that is an article from independent.co.uk. And the headline is Lab-Grown Stem Cells Can Repair Muscle Injury and Disease, study shows. always kind of interesting to keep track of some of the stuff that they're doing. And, I thought I got around the paywall. Oh, no, that's not good. Scientists have cultivated human muscle stem cells capable of renewing themselves and repairing muscle tissue damage in mice, an advance that may lead to new ways of treating wasting disorders in people. And,
live forever, baby.
Yeah, of course, they're putting it in the context of people that have degenerative muscle disease and things like that. But so easy to be like, I'm getting old. I need my little stem cell injection to, beef myself up again.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of already do that.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan talks about how he's gotten stem cells for his knee or something.
Right.
And how it just completely changed everything.
Yeah. So I think this type of therapy and technology and science and all that is becoming more and more normalized, especially under the condition of, the well-being of the public, the longevity of the public, and all this kind of stuff. Always bringing that ethical question or conversation to the forefront of the difference between restoration and enhancement. In this article, It's like, we're restoring people with wasting disorders, but in reality, it's like, okay, that's great for people that have those problems, but what about
age is a wasting disorder? Like time.
Oh yeah, I know.
Just
There's
we
a
can
lot
genetically
of things that
defeat time. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And would count as enhancement, rather.
Right. And so, what about, exactly, Joe or somebody, or, I don't know, that wants to beef himself up more and use this technology.
I've wanted to mention this a couple times because the idea of normalization has come up a few times in the past episodes. And I did want to make clear, like, a lot of times with people like us, and maybe we do it, I try not to do it, but in the sort of, alternative independent sphere, a lot of times this idea of normalization becomes like the end of the conversation. Like, oh, why is this bad? Oh, because they're normalizing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the punchline.
And it's like, this normalized. What's the plan? What's the conspiracy? Oh, they're normalizing.
No, why are they normalizing it?
Right. And I want to be clear that like normalizing is not like a conspiracy in itself. And it's also not necessarily bad. Like good things can also be normalized.
Awareness can be, brought to a topic. Yeah.
I mean, fringe topics can be normalized. Mm-hmm. Our show can be normalized and kind of has been. Like you talk about a sort of new normal, us being sort of we're nowhere near this, but I do like the idea of the new mainstream, and that's kind of what the corporate news is afraid of, is a new mainstream. And so this idea of normalization is not the end of a conversation, but the problem with normalization, the inherent problem, is that it stops conversation. It shuts down conversation. If something is normal, then you are abnormal to question it. Mm-hmm. And so normalization, of medical treatments that might reverse degenerative diseases or something, is fine. But the normalization aspect of it is, does that mean we're not allowed to question Yeah, are you a bad person if you say you don't want that treatment or something? Or that there's a further conversation to be had about, is this restoration or is this enhancement?
Right.
You don't want to shut down that conversation, because normalization may shut down that conversation, which would would let us sleepwalk into some sort of, dystopian genetic future.
Right, which we're already doing.
Right.